Hello, hello, in that beautiful Saturday. I hope you're okay. Staying at home where it's warm and nice and cozy. And thank you for coming. So, today's topic is again chakras, energy systems, because it's Saturday. But this time it is a part one. So tomorrow and maybe after tomorrow we are keep talking about the same things because the topic is really very big, and although it's my favorite topic, it's a bit complicated to and hard to explain uh, what I'm going to talk about. So chakras, right? So if you remember the last week when we spoke, we said what the chakras do for us, how they affect us, but in fact it doesn't affect everybody. Yeah, that's true. It is affecting in that way only people that have awakened or not sleeping chakras. And today we are starting with this, explaining the different type of people and their different type of energy systems, because it is important to understand, especially when we are talking about the physical symptoms, physical or of course mental, kind of emotional symptoms, right? Including anxiety, depression, and some other even more heavy things. It is a complicated topic, not because the chakras and the energy systems are complicated. I told you last week they are simple and they're straight with a lot of variations, because like as many people we have in the world, as many variations we will have, basically that different we are and that equal and the same we are, because the chakras are working in the same way, right? And they are affected from our physical state, and the chakras are affecting our physical state as well. It is a two-way working. So anyway, this is the first part. Let's see how much we are going to cover, and let's see how many parts it will have, that topic, because we are talking about different people with different energy systems. And during my work, I kind of made them three groups: 3D, 4D, and the 5D energy systems, and all of those three groups have undergroups. The 3D people are two type of them, 4D people are two type of them, and the 5D people also, and they are interconnected as well. So it is a lot of talking. I hope I will be clear enough. And let's start with the history, how this happened, why this happened, when this happened. So this started on around November 2024. Yeah, November 2024. So almost year and a half? Almost 2 years? No, year and a half. So do you remember when in September we started having a lot of those drones that they were called, jelly beans that were in the sky? We still have them, and they were coming from the water, making some strange movements in the sky, going here, going there, changing their lights. Some people reported that they can speak with them. I love that video of a small girl that was talking to one of those UFOs, right? And the UFO was answering back, because the girl was asking questions and was making like blink 3 times if you say yes, blink 1 time if you say no. And they kind of made a conversation because they were proper UFOs. Doesn't matter who says what, right? For me, this is the truth, right? Um, but the presence of those things was really very high. In the same time, a lot of people, a lot of channelers, right, started reporting, getting messages from the Galactic Federation. Some were true, some unfortunately, after a while, gone a bit rogue, and they started giving really not good information. I mean, like, I don't say is wrong, but the information was not coming from the Galactic Federation, because the Galactic Federation is something totally different. Anyway, we are not talking about that. The point is a lot of presence of alien life around the world, everywhere, not only in America. Right, but more pivotal points, kind of like more important points, like South America and Mexico, China and Japan, America, of course, a lot, in Russia, a lot. So all the even down in Africa and the other east, right, where is the Arabic countries. So all the parts of the world where we have a strong presence of everything, and mainly of weapons, is not a surprise, right? And we are going to talk about that. Why is not a surprise? If you ever encounter Dolores Cannon in her books, she's talking about the three waves of starseeds, right, of volunteers. There are not only three waves, there are a lot of waves, and we have a lot of starseeds here on Earth, living as you and me, and being as human as you and me. They're not different. It's just why they came here. And a lot of them, the only one thing that they should do is just be, just live, do nothing, be among people, and so on. All the idea about that was the vibration of the earth to raise up, to become stronger enough so she can split, right? And alien presence was here only for that reason, to make more awareness, people to really wake up, to start thinking, to start making questions, to start questioning their knowledge and their kind of beliefs, mostly beliefs, to question them. So they can start understanding that first we are not alone is absolutely not possible. Is that we still didn't see anything and they didn't land on Earth doesn't really mean anything. That the people that are making this conversation with the aliens are legit, most of them. Some are pretending, of course, and just following the stream and wanting to earn money and fame, but a lot of them are really true. Unfortunately, a lot of those people that are really getting correct information and like proper knowledge, if you want to say that, are not talking about it. You will not find them in TikTok, you will not find them in Instagram or YouTube or even here in Twitch, right? Because it feels like Mission Impossible, and I feel like I'm taking a Mission Impossible as well, talking about those things. Yes, from my point of view, I'm correct and I'm giving correct information because I checked it so many times. I'm never getting information just because it's given from my spirit guides or my galactic family or a conversation with aliens or whatsoever. I'm checking all the information, even if it's taking me like a year and a half or two. And after I already know what I'm talking about, because even my guides are saying, no, you have to question everything. You have to question even what we say. That's a good thing. This is a good practice. We should not blindly believe what we hear only because we get that message, because we don't know that message is coming from where, to be honest, right? So, at that point, a lot of alien presence. Till now, we have a lot as well, although people are not talking too much about it anymore, because it become kind of like more common thing. That is a good thing. We have to get, what is the word, get used to those abnormal events, or whatever you want to call them. And in November, it was really very surprising, because like maybe 2 years before that, so like 4 years ago, I got that information that we are going to go through a lot of changes, and our chakra system will change. And I totally forgot about it, because I'm checking my friends, my relatives, some customers, though I don't have too many of them, but people, right? And nothing is changing. And in November, checking on a friend, really very randomly, I found out that actually the chakras are not where they should be, and I was really very confused. So in November started that division between the people, and the first was like 3D people and 5D people. So the people that started changing their chakras. Later on in July last year, when there was a different type of changes, like the vibration of specific people started raising really very high, and some reached one point of the vibration, and the other kind of started raising their vibration even higher. Then we saw, or I saw, that actually those people that reached their maximum of vibration stayed with these chakras that I call now 4D chakras, and the other ones became the 5D energy system. So what is 3D, 4D and 5D? When we are talking about energy systems, you can call them whatever you want. For me, it's more easy, right? Because the 3D energy chakras and people that have the 3D energy are the people that are oriented extremely on this 3D world. They don't interact with the 4D space, they don't interact with the 5D space, nothing like that, right? The 4D are the ones that are able to access the 4D space, the quantum field, the Akashic records, the Hall of Amenti, their spirit guides, more clear connection, right? Channelers, let's say, conversation with aliens, and so on, right? And the 5D are the ones that are more complicated to explain, but I will leave them for the very end, because they're minority in the world, right? Really kind of, well, not, maybe the 4D are minority right now, the 5D are more present there, like about 2.5 billion, and basically 1/3, right? Of the population. I don't know how many we have from the 4D, but I can imagine that there are a lot less. So the 3D. The 3D are two types. This is how their chakras look like. This is the perfect, if you want to look at it, a perfect configuration of chakras. Everything is aligned, they're in harmony, they're not moving, they're very stable. But you see the problems here. So the earth chakra is missing, the soul star chakra is missing, and the galactic gate is missing. Those are the three chakras that are totally closed. Very often you will see a third 3D person with missing third eye as well. So for them, right, this is not a problem that the third eye is missing. So basically, these chakras that you see on screen, for them doesn't mean absolutely no whatsoever meaning that they are aligned with the divine, with the spirituality, with the new wave. Doesn't matter religion whatsoever, nothing like that. Just they have a normal chakras, so they are alive here on earth, nothing more, right? And unfortunately, if you look at most of our politicians, they are with those chakras. They do not understand the connection between people. They do not care about the connection between people. They don't have a connection with the earth, so they don't care about it. That's why we are on that on that level of destruction of our earth. That is the most important thing for our survival. And everything is relocated to the money, power, manipulation. This is the reason, basically. Nothing else. Is not for me. Yes, I know there is a dark side that may affect things and so on, but my understanding is a bit more from a higher level. So they, even though existing, right, are not the reason why we are on that situation right now and being so bad, right, and destroying our earth and not having food and not having clear air and water, and our kids are sick and we are sick and so on. All is coming from the human's greed, nothing else. Human greed may not be only for money, but for power, for manipulation, for attention, for whatsoever. That is not a good thing. If you don't have what to say to people to change their life for a better, there is no need to say anything. Then better don't say anything, better don't be there. All is about the change for better, not a change for bad. So those are the 3D people, right, that are not awakened in any way. They might be religious, don't mix the religion and the beliefs, right, with the energy systems. They are connected, but they don't affect too much our chakras, unfortunately, especially when we are talking about purely 3D people. Those are people that came here on earth to live their life. They might be people that are really high on their evolution, and they just want to have a pure 3D life, going to work, making a family, earning money, making a house, leaving whatever they have to their kids, right, relatives, close friends, and so on, and die. Those are people that don't believe in anything after death. They don't believe in a spirit world. They don't believe in ghosts or spirit guides or ascended masters or anything. Those are people that are purely living for the sake of being alive. So their soul path is just this, right? They might be having a lot of money, or they may not have any money. It doesn't make any difference. It's the choice of the soul what type of life they want to have, but without any remembering, without any spiritual seeking, nothing like that. They're just, and that's not bad. That's not bad, because everything is experience. We all have had that type of lives, because we are reincarnating for thousands of times, for millions of years. Is so much that sometimes even for me it's like, what? it's a bit too much, right? But the truth is that, yes, we are endless, we are immortal as souls, not as that body. And yes, here on earth we are reincarnating. Nowhere else, as I know, right, the reincarnation exists. But here on 3D. So maybe there are another planets on the 3D that we don't know about it, and they have the reincarnation as well. But what I mean is the reincarnation stops after you move away from the 3D and you go to 5D. So those are people that are choosing to have that life, and they're choosing to stay unaware about any spirituality whatsoever. And that's fine. You don't need to change them. You don't need to argue with them. You need to just accept them because they are they. It will be good if they had a connection with the earth, star, at least a bit, but what to do? So the second group of the 3D people, all right, their chakras are like that, right? They look like, okay, but they are moving constantly. Here they may become bigger, they may shrink, they may tilt, especially here, right? And sometimes a very small kind of soul star may be presented like really very faint thing. The heart is extremely affected. It can be small, it can be on the left, it can be on the right side, it doesn't really matter. And the solar plexus might be really huge and the heart to be really very small. Yes, this can be like that. So this is people that are 3D people but with awakened chakras, and they're struggling a lot because those are the people that are really in the beginning of their spiritual path and evolving. And some may evolve really very fast, and so for some it may take really very long, depending of how flexible they are in their understanding and beliefs. And I really feel for those people because I went through that. And it was really hard because for me the process was really very fast. But as I know, I was born with awakened chakras. And they were going all over the place because of my beliefs, because of the way how I was raised, because of all the changes that happened in my life, all the social changes that happened in my life, all the different places that I was living. So all of this brought a lot of experience and a lot of understanding, a lot of troubles, a lot of problems, a lot of can't say already traumas, because for me nothing is already a trauma, right? All is resolved and sorted, and I'm grateful for that experience that I had, the most awful experience that I had, but I'm grateful for it. Not going to speak about that. But the point is, those are 3D people that their path is starting and they have to evolve. How fast they are going to evolve is their choice. They may be stuck in 3D, right, and have all of those problems and they can't resolve them and they don't know what to do, and problem after problem is coming, especially physical ones, right? But it's their choice. And they came here on earth to awake, to stop sleeping, to start be more present in themselves and understand themselves more. So they came here to start the change. And yes, they can evolve really very quickly depending on the previous lives that they had, what they did, where they are coming from, how much help they are getting, and do they trust the help that is coming as well. So if the first type of people, they don't really care about spirit guides, and they don't consciously listen to it, but they're just following whatever is coming from inside, don't even thinking that they have intuition or something. Yeah, a lot of people are saying, I'm listening to my gut. That's the intuition, right? On a kind of basic level, on a first level of intuition. The second one, I will listen to my heart, right? That is the intuition coming from the soul. Is coming a bit later, though, not on that 3D type of people, the second type of 3D people that are still awakening. If they start searching, even if it's a religious path of searching, there is nothing but the religion still, if understood correctly, may lead to a very good knowledge about ourselves as a souls, where we are coming from, how we are coming, and so on, right? So there are some good things in the religion as well. Is the dogma in the religion that is bad? Is not the religion itself, is how it is presented to us, again for manipulation and for and for power and for money and for ruling and so on, all of those bad traits in the humanity that we have. And will be good if everybody is capable of fighting off those negative traits that we have. So those are the people that are having at most issues with their health, because the chakras are affecting them strongly, very strong. Like almost immediately, if the chakra is not placed where it must be, the root chakra, they will start having heaviness in their legs, they will start feeling dizzy. If the sacral chakra is smaller, they will feel down, they will not enjoy anything. If the solar plexus is big, they will express really very egoistic traits. If the heart is small, they will feel lonely and having a problem with their backs, with their lungs, with their inner organs, the throat. Definitely will start having a problem with their necks and the head. If the third eye is even closed, the connection with other people, they will stay not really very social. They will not know how to find friends or which friends are the best for them. They will be jumping from one or another side. And if they have even a bit of a soul connection, it will be a lot easier for them, because if they trust what is coming from inside, they will start understanding the things. Information will start to come to them, because they will have a bit better connection with their spirit guides. And the spirit guides are there to help us on our soul path. What we decided to do and what type of life we decided to have before this incarnation, it shouldn't be that hard to pass if we have our spirit guides with us and we have a better, proper connection with them. Then we understand, then the things are passing really kind of quickly and more easy, and the evolution and the awakening, right, is happening a bit more easy as well, not with so much turbulence. Also, for those type of people, right, is coming a lot of awakening cycles. Usually, these 3D people with awakened chakras are the people that have some abilities that are showing even from a small age. Seeing ghosts, talking with imaginary friends, like this is a very common thing in America, right? What more? yeah, seeing things that other people can't see, like auras. And yes, I know that there are people that can see the people's chakras. If I can see, I know that there are other people, and I learned that. It's not something that I had, but prophetic dreams, people that can see in the future, right? um, and so many other things, really. And those people at some point, right, being small, get afraid, started having problems, and if it's not really necessary for their soul path, they may lock it up, or from the fear of what is going on and why I'm so different and so on. When they start growing up like 6, 7, 8 years old, they forget about that, because everybody wants to be accepted, right? And in our world, this is the most hard to accept somebody with abilities that you don't have. A lot of people start be afraid. A lot of people call them crazy, put them under, a shrink supervision, or even pills, right? Because nobody wants to believe that that is a possible and is a normal thing to have, extra talents, extra abilities. Not because majority of the people don't have them yet. It is going to change, and at some point everybody will have whatever they choose to have. We are not going to become superhumans. We are not going to fly in the sky and run as the Flash, right, or be a Superman, or whoever is your favorite Captain America, let's say, being really strong and fighting, uh, or making a real magic. No, but we will have the ability to communicate more easy, to understand each other more easy, to heal each other, and so on and so on. Those things that so many people in the world right now have as abilities, and they are so despised. Still, people don't want to believe in their soul, in soul existing. So this type of group usually had those things, and they closed up. They refused this because they didn't want to make it. It was scary, it was uncomfortable, they felt not okay, or were bullied in many different ways. Their families didn't accept this, right? So they stopped it. But by all means, at some point in their life, they have to wake up. It is a must, and the soul is not going to leave them just like that. Something will happen. Usually, it's a very big health issue, or a very big accident, or a very big trauma. Something really big that will shaken their world, their life. It will change so much, so drastically. They will go through a very big hardship, and then they will awake, and then they will start changing, right? And they will start following the path, right? And from that moment later, if they start healing themselves in a proper way, with shadow work, with more understanding, with more learning about chakras, about yoga, about auras, about connection between people, about where we are coming from, getting some past life regressions. I'm going to make a stream about the past lives with a couple. I don't have too many by my own past life regression that was made to me, or that I made for other people. right? But we are going to speak about that because it's really very interesting, and it's something that we have to know. We have to know our background. We have to know our past, but not the past here on 3D as a childhood, right, or something. This is important for the shadow work, but our past as a soul, where we are coming from, what type of lives, why we had those lives, what we learned from these lives. Right, so they start changing, and they definitely start having a better connection with their soul, a better connection between people and the divine. The third eye becomes better. The throat chakra kind of normalize in a way. The heart is being healed most of the times, right? This one becomes normal. This one as well. And most importantly, this one becomes also normal. And they make connection with the earth because they understand that without the earth we are nothing, and we are here because of her, and we are here for her as well. So they start be more balanced when they are starting healing themselves. Yeah, shadow work to understand the events that are happening in this life and how we have to accept them, how we have to understand them, why they are happening, why we chose those events to happen, because it's our choice, what we can do with them. And this, in that case, I really love that saying, right? If you have lemons, make a lemonade. But in that case, this is not the case. You have the lemons, but you are not making a lemonade. You are making a lemon curd. Let's say something really very nice and tasty that you start eating every morning, and that you just want more and more and more, because it is a good evolution path. So the shadow work, the past life regression, as I said, the healing of the chakras, yoga, meditation. A lot of people love to meditate. All right. Definitely the third eye is going to open, right? So is their path to become a 4D people with the 4D chakras. And now I'm going to show you how the people for the chakras looks like. A huge, beautiful Earth Star chakra. Absolutely, too much. Absolutely normal root chakra, without fears, without anything, right? Without wrong beliefs. After we have, again, too much. A sacral chakra, following their wishes, following the creativity, creating new things, right? Being really full with ideas. The solar plexus being normal, they know who they are, they're stable, not showing any egoistic traits, right? But the heart chakra for the 40 people, it's even bigger, something like that. No, bigger, like that. A huge heart, like they're loving everybody, they're connected with everybody, they are willing to help everybody, with the understanding, with the patience, with everything, you know. The throat is absolutely normal, you can't see it. The third eye is a lot bigger, yes. The crown chakra is a lot bigger, and here we come to a big soul star chakra. Not every 40 person has a galactic gateway open. There are a lot of other chakras that are opening meanwhile, so there is a casual chakra as well, a triple heart, a second heart, and so on. They are opening as well, but in the beginning, when a 3D person moves to the 4D type of chakras, right, as it happened before, from November till July, November 24th, July 25th, right, came with a lot of struggle, with a lot of symptoms. Now, when we are raising our vibration, and the very first thing that you are going to experience is flu kind of symptoms. Your muscles will ache, you will have a headache, your temperature will raise, your nose will start leaking, you will start coughing. And as faster and in once that vibration is raised, as it was happening with us during that period of time, as long those symptoms will be presented. From 3 to 7, sometimes a month, or when you are feeling really very sick. And a lot of people were thinking, oh, I have a COVID. No, you didn't have a COVID. You just were not capable of sustaining that high vibration that easy, because it was happening really very fast, really very fast. To reach, so my measurement is with thousands, right? Because I'm measuring the vibration, not the hertz. So from a normal person, 3D person, their vibration is about 250 to 350, right? So 20, 30, if you want to scratch 1 0, right? But for me, I don't scratch them. So 250 to 300, 350. This is the normal first picture that I showed you people, 3D normal people, that they don't change. They don't need the spirituality right now. The second type of people, right, they are from 400, 350, 400 till about 750, right? And those are the people that are going through the shadow work. As much shadow work they do, as much healing of their chakras they do, as higher their vibration become, right? And 700 to 999 is the maximum that they can have, the second type of people, 3D people. When they reach the 4D, they start from 1000, right? And the maximum they can reach is 1999. I don't know why it's not 2000, but it's 1999. And this is the chakras that those people have. So now in the 4D type of people, again, we have two groups. Those that are in the beginning, right, and they're like 1000, 1200, and their vibration is raising and dropping and raising and dropping down to 900. Sometimes they may fall to 700, even 500, if they are very unstable, if they are shaken by their beliefs or understanding, or they're still afraid of many things, or if they have some health issues. Because when you have a health issue, it's very hard to believe that only making your chakras better, going through your traumas, you're going to heal. Is not that the case? You're not going to be healed. You still have to go to doctor, right, and follow all the procedures and so on. But it will be more easy and more faster process of healing. And you know how many people are starting with this. I was very sick, and this is when I awoke and I started doing Reiki, for example. Or I became a channeler, or I started talking with whoever, whatever. I was in that accident. I died for 5 minutes. I went there. I saw that we are not dying. I came back and I changed. My life changed. And so many drastic things, right? So when we are talking about the illness, a person that went through a cancer healing, for example, right? Very often this is the last resort for them for some reason to go to a spiritual healer, Reiki, or any other type of healing, right? And they start kind of changing. This is the awakening time for them. And after when the miracle happens, for many of them, not for everybody, unfortunately, but for like 90% of the people, miracle happens and they start strongly believe that this is what healed them. It's not exactly that, right? It is opening the path for your soul, connecting with your soul, connecting with your spirit guides, and everything becomes more easy, right? And the belief and the clearing of the bad beliefs that are lowering the vibration, raising the vibration, connection with the source and the creator. If you want, you can call it God. It really doesn't matter. For them, it doesn't matter anyway. The most important part is to make the connection. And when you make the wish, right, and that wish is aligned with your soul path in this life, then the miracle happens. Is that simple, right? What is not simple is to know what actually is our path as a soul. Do we really want to have that cancer and to overcome it, right, as an awakening process? Or we choose that this is the time when we get a cancer and we end that life. It's hard to understand, I know. It's a lot of people say, but that's not my choice. Yes, not your conscious choice as that personality that you embody, but that only means that you don't want to accept that you are not this body and that mind, that you are something more bigger, and your idea of living here on earth is not to become rich, famous, whatever, even, I don't know, for some are, of course. But is to understand that actually there is a higher self that decides that for you because of the experience that you want to have, your soul want to have. And in that way, the past life regression really helps, especially when it's made on a deeper level, all right, like with the Dolores Cannon technique or some other people's techniques, right? I'm very happy that lately a lot of psychologists are using the regression not only for childhood regression, right, and this life regression, but people are jumping in their past lives that might be in different planets as well. And it's extremely interesting. And they're reporting so many things, and there are so many books that you can read, and even reading those books, finding them online to read them, most of them are even free, so you can read them, and they're free not because the information inside is not true or correct or whatsoever, but because those are the people that don't care about earning necessarily millions of their published book, but they want to share that information because it's important. Even Lung was talking about that, the father of the shadow work. Even though Lung's theory about the shadow work and his process that a lot of psychologists are following is oriented strongly to the ego, and is a bit you don't need to kill your ego, you don't need to kill yourself as a persona, right? It's enough to understand the archetypes that we are going to talk in a different stream about them and how important they are to understand yourself and why you are reacting. To stop reacting, but first to observe, and after and decide what to do, take action, but not a reaction. So action and reaction is are totally different things in psychology. So the lung being the first one, Jung, sorry, so many times I said lung. Jung being the father of the shadow work, right? The shadow work evolved during the years. Anyway, he made it 50 years ago, or even more than that, right? So it is an old system because we are evolving. We are evolving as a species, right? And hopefully someday we will become a Homo galacticus, as I want to call us, because now we are a Homo sapiens, like a double Homo sapiens, like more evolved Homo sapiens, more human, more connected, more everything. That is a bit of a weird term, but still people use it to specify people that are evolved, and not all of us are on that stage. So the stage of the Homo sapiens, whatever, is the 40 people with those chakras. So now the first one, they want to become this, right? They may not become this. As the second group of the 3D people may not become a 4D people in this life, because they are not ready, because they are in the beginning, and it's a hard process for them. Really, they have a hard life. People that are becoming 4D are having a bit lighter life after the hardship, right? The fully 4D people with those chakras, those are the people oriented extremely for helping others, teaching others. They are the ones that want to become gurus, healers, channelers, if they're correct and if they're proper, and they went through all the changes, because a lot of them didn't, unfortunately. And definitely some of the star seeds are stopping at that moment as well here on Earth, because they need to be a healer. Some of the star seeds are coming with a different mission than just be and raise the Earth's vibration, and this is the point that actually Dolores Cannon stopped, because she stopped with the 3 waves of volunteers. But the waves are more, and we are getting more. Even nowadays, a lot of babies that are born are new seeds coming, because the earth needs more and more help. The people on earth needs more and more help. And they're coming with different information, with a different knowledge, with the knowledge that they keep. They will not be afraid that they are different. So it is a strange time that we are living in, with a lot of changes. But so in July, we got this 4th group of people, fully 40 people with a high vibration, 1999. So the second group of the 3D, the first group of the 4D, and the second group of the 4D went through the hardest symptoms. The hardest symptoms because they had a lot of changes coming up. Change in the vibration, change in their chakras. And now when I'm saying changes in their chakras, for many of them, those changes of these chakras didn't happen because they did a healing. It was made from outside. Yes, funny enough, right? The spirit guides were extremely busy at that point, making healings, making recalibration, making everything for those people to become forcefully what they must be. Because they didn't use their free will in the way how they should. The free will is not about your conscious, it is in a way about your conscious decision how you will live your life. But believe or not, for this type of people, those three groups, again, the second group of the 3D and the first and second group of the 4D, they really have a mission. And the mission might be as simple as you have to awake, you have to remember that you have a soul, that you are a soul, and you are not that body, you are not that mind. And as far and as long you are refusing that, to accept it and to be aligned with that, as many problems you start having, physical, mental, in your life, and so on. So acceptance, the surrendering, and that a lot of spiritual teachers are talking about, is not about surrendering with the 3D life. It's not about not fighting against the bad things that are happening in the life. It's not accepting of the wars that are happening here and there and people are dying. It's not accepting, oh, but you chose to die in that war, right? Or to be injured in that war. Yes, there is that. They pretty much may be chosen that, right? Is the surrendering for the understanding that you are not that mind and body, that you are eternal, that you have a soul. And the soul has a mission. It's not you with your brain, because you with your consciousness, your understanding, beliefs, wishes, and so on, may think that you have a mission to become engineer, and this is all that you need to do. You become an engineer, you build houses, and the houses are beautiful and stable, and they don't crack or being destroyed during the earthquake, let's say, right? And this is all that you want. Your soul doesn't want only that. Your soul wants to connect with you. And I was telling you other day, when you evolve, when you ascend, your connection with your soul becomes really stable, and then your intuition is coming from the heart, not from the gut. The gut is the 3D intuition, what to do, where to go. No, it's dark, I'm not going in the park, and so on, right? That is a good intuition, is a good protection skill, basically, but from the heart. And it's really hard to believe what is coming inside as an intuition, right? But this is the connection. And the next step is when the intuition starts coming as a messages, let's say, or images, depending of what you really have as a skill, right? Is it your third eye open? There you will be clairvoyant, and you will see things. You will experience things through your inner vision. You will be literally seeing your spirit guides and talking with them, hearing their voices, hearing their messages, their explanations. And there is the clairaudience as well. Or you will be, let's say, a channeler, right? That is getting almost telepathic communication. Though, as I understood, maybe a month ago or something, people are not really capable of telepathic communication. Apparently, this is something that is connected with the physical brain, something that we don't have open. Maybe not for everybody. Maybe some people really have like telepathy, but for the majority of people, right, the telepathy is not really even an option. But we have different ways of communicating. The clear audience is not a telepathy. You just hear the messages that are strongly sent to you, right? The clear, the inner vision, right, is again a packet of information sent to you that you can see is not a telepathy. Even when you think you make a proper conversation with your spirit guides, is a package of information that they send. Every single a moment when you're talking, again, is not telepathy. So I don't know how exactly the channeling is working, right? I'm not going to become a channeler. I don't want to become one. Maybe those are the people that the telepathy is open for, the awake channelers, and the other, the trance channelers, there the situation is totally different. They're being replaced by another spirit, by another soul in their body. So it's a pretty scary thing. It doesn't matter. The thing is that a lot of changes, a lot of opening, a lot of forced chakra balance, forced actions. Some people found themselves that they wanted to meditate for hours, not to learn how, but to make a connection. They were searching for something and they even didn't know what, right? Another felt that they must go in at certain places, leave certain people, make a new connection with other people, make new relationships, leaving the old long relationship behind. Because they searched for something and they didn't know what is. So all of those changes that happened for that year and a half are absolutely tremendous for a lot of people. And for the 2.5 million, and that are the 5D people, right, that there are two groups as well, was even harder till July. After July, maybe till something like September, right? No, not September. In July, after in August, we start having different changes in the vibration till September, and after we are in peace. After September, actually. We are balanced, nothing is changing, and this is applicable for everybody. So those people from 3D that are moving to 4D still will have a lot of challenges and still will have a lot of symptoms, headaches, bad dreams, vivid dreams, aches here and there. They will go to doctor, the doctor will not understand what is going on. It is a change of vibration, that's all. And their chakras are aligning or trying to align. And a lot of them will need help with the chakras, with the energy nets, with the auras, with the understanding, with the past life and everything, because they're going through a tremendous change, a tremendous understanding, tremendous way of remembering, a heavy awakening process, going through like making themselves a cocoon for a very long time, and after being born as a beautiful butterflies until they go to another cocoon, and it may become faster and faster, and to be really faster, because we need that change, because the earth needs that change, and it's really very important. Now, because I don't want to go to the 5D chakras, because it is even more complicated to explain, I will go on a break, and after the break we are going to talk about the past lives, the people, where they are coming from, the types of souls, or at least those type of souls that I know till now. Yeah, and tomorrow we are going to talk about the 5D people and the 5D chakras. Okay, see you in a bit. And I'm back. So, as I said, now we are going to speak more general and give you a bit more information about, I don't know, about the soul, I guess. So, the hard part to understand, really, without getting into a past life regression, is that you have a soul, and the soul is you, and the soul chose to come with those parents to have that life, to have that type of body. And you have to really honor that. I mean, what to not honor, right? You are looking as generations before you. You may get some genetic traits in your body from your grandparent, or you know, um, you may not even look like your parents, but like their parents or something. And you're beautiful, and you're amazing, and your life is worthy for everything. You are worthy, you are amazing, you are absolutely unique. And we are unique by our experience, our understanding, our perspective of how we are getting that experience, right? But now we are coming into the weird part, right? So the conscious, the subconscious, and the super subconscious, right? To, to get a conscious decision for something and to make an action, meaning you are getting that decision without asking anybody, right? Or at least we are thinking like that we are in control. Before I stopped for the break, I was saying about the surrendering, right? That it doesn't mean to surrender to whatever happens, right? Or if you are slapped on one cheek, to give the other one, as is written in the Bible. The surrender is about understanding that your consciousness is not fully what you think it is. You are not in control. You are not the governor. You are not the ruler. Yes, you can manipulate your consciousness. You can absolutely disconnect from your soul, and you will be left alone, because this is your free will, right? And we have the free will to choose whatever we want with whichever consciousness we want. Are you taking conscious decisions? Are you driven by your subconscious that is full with fears and beliefs and things like that? Or you are in between all of those three, the superconscious, the subconscious, and the consciousness, right? So the superconsciousness is more about the soul knowledge, the soul consciousness. And that's why when people in the past life regression, the regressionists, right, the specialists, they are trying to reach that type of consciousness, not your own, with your own memories and perspective and understanding, not the subconsciousness, because it's full with fears and beliefs, and again will make a different thing you to say during the session and so on, but to reach that super consciousness that is your soul. And then when you see some really very strange past life, you are accepting it as a totally normal thing, and you're like, oh yes, I've been there, I did that, I've been that person, and it feels really normal. Because this is the experience of the soul that remembers. You can access that through the Akashic records as well, by yourself, through a meditation, let's say. Or if you have a really good connection with your spirit guides, you may ask them to show you Again, through the meditation or another technique that you may use. Doesn't matter what you're using, the process is the same. You're going to see something that is you. You on a different level, a different person. Maybe in this life you're a man, but in your past life you were a woman. In this life you're a businessman. In the past life you were a beggar. Right? And not every past life is about learning, it's just experience. I say often say to some people when I'm talking about, and when they're like, but I want this and I want that. Well, if you had a lot of money in your past life, let's say you've been rich in this life, to become rich is a very less probability. Why? Because you had that experience. So the soul doesn't want to repeat the experience unless you failed to have that experience in a way how the soul wanted it. You know, if you've been like, oh, how to explain that more easy? If the soul wish was to get married to a specific person, right, and you came on that world and you found that specific person, and for some reason you didn't get married to that one, but you just got married to another one, right? Is the mission complete? No, it's not. Right? So you made only the one half. Yes, you got married because this is what you wanted, but you didn't get married to that specific person. So the next incarnation, right, you are going to repeat that. You are not going to stay single, right? You will marry again, even if you don't want to marry. You are going to repeat yourself, no, I don't want to get married, I will stay single forever, I will not have kids, and so on and so on. And at some point you will meet that specific person that you had to marry the previous life, and you didn't, and your life will change forever, and you will be like, yes, I want to marry that person, yes, I want to have kids, right? So this is what I mean by repeating experiences, right? But in general, if you did, there is no point to do it again unless there is no contract with that other person. Every time when you meet each other in your lives, right, your incarnations, you are going to marry again and again and again, because this is what you want to do on a soul level. There are souls that are connected forever and they are searching for each other. And those are not the twin souls, by the way. It's not the twin flame. It's just the proper soulmates, right? That is a bit more vast as meaning. Everybody is a soulmate. Every friend that you have, right, is a soulmate. Every enemy that you have is a soulmate. Why? Because there, in the not astral, but in the spirit world, right, in the spirit realm, we all are mates. We all are friends. We all love each other. We all like to help each other. And maybe you heard that we have a soul families there, right? And the clusters. A soul family might be something between 15 to 40 people, and that are reincarnating together with different roles. This time I'm a mother, and my mom, no, I'm not a mother, I'm a daughter, and my mom is my mom, right? But next time when we come here, when we are reincarnated, she might be my daughter and I might be her mother, because she wants a specific experience, I need a specific experience as well, so we are combining our wishes to create a different life, a different family coming here. Or she might be even my son or my husband. I have no idea, right? It's on a soul level where we're deciding that. And that's why we are coming, right? When we are coming here, we don't don't remember that, because if we remember what we decided, we may change our decision in here. A lot of people you will hear are talking about, no, I want to stop reincarnating. Well, you can't stop reincarnating if your soul doesn't want to stop. If your soul didn't do absolutely everything that she came for in here, you will not stop reincarnating. So it's not your decision. It's your decision here. You're going to die someday. You're going to the spirit world, and you're like, no, I'm going back because I need to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. And next time when you incarnate here on earth, you will forget again, because it's about choices that we don't make with our consciousness, with our mind here, with our understanding, with our perspective, with our raising, right? It's a totally different thing. We don't have a mother and a father in a spirit realm. We have a spirit family that we are reincarnating together, but they are not family per se. They're just friends. We are living together there, we are deciding together there, and we did that for millennia. But they are not your father and mother. Right? Hard to understand, yes. Hard to accept it, yes. It is very hard. Especially when we are choosing a hard time to have here. And we need that experience for whatever reason, for the sake of the experience, really. Because from the soul point of view, there is no bad experience. Everything is experience, everything is valuable. And this is the other hard part to understand. Why I am getting these troubles and this and that? Well, because you on a higher level want to have them. Or you on a higher level is trying to awake you, and you don't want to see it, to understand it, and to become more easy. As for those people that are with the 4D chakras now, all right, for them everything is about a lot more easier. They don't struggle that much. They don't have too much physical issues, or at least they don't create a new ones. Right, and they're more better in many ways, only because they made a connection with their soul, and they understand that yes, I have a goal in front of me, and I have to make it. And when the goal in front of you is in a harmony with the goal of the soul, right, everything becomes really very easy and fast. And this is how some people are reaching that success that they believe they want. Well, they want it because their soul wants it, because it's in alignment with their soul. And it can be that basic as just creating a family and going to work and create a home and leave that home for your kids. It can be that simple, or can be something really very tremendous, like I will become the richest person in the world, and you become one. Or can be something in the middle. I will be engineer who will create those new houses that are not destroyed by an earthquake. You know, or I will go into space and I will be the first one that will land on the moon. Like, whatever it is, when the path is open in front of you and you are following it, everything, all the doors are opening in front of you, all the possibilities are opening in front of you. And if you struggle with something, it's only because you are pushing there where you don't need to push. You are trying to open a door that is locked for you, but there is another door that is open and you don't want to look at it. You don't want to go through it because you are in control. So, lose the control part. You don't need to control the things that are happening to you. This is the surrender. If you surrender to the wishes of your soul, right, you will have more than what you expected. For me, this is the point for the manifestation as well. You make your wish, but don't push. Don't say like, no, 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 I want it in that way, in that moment, in that situation, I don't know where. Because you're restricting too much. If you have a wish, make it and leave it for your soul to sort it, for your spirit guides to sort it out. If it's in alignment with your soul path, with what the soul wants. And when you have a very good connection, you will know if your wish is going to happen or not. You will immediately know. And if the feeling and the answer from your soul is like, nah, it's not going to happen, well, leave it. Then it's not for you. Find something else. Or ask the soul, okay, I want that, but what you want? Because we are still divided, right? When I said I have a connection, we are 50-50, all right? We are still 50-50. I'm still with my understanding, with my perspective, with my consciousness, with my decisions, with my wishes, right? And things like that. But all the time I'm also asking her, like saying her because I'm a woman, right? So for me, naturally, she must be a woman. Have no idea. Have to personify, right, and give a gender for no reason. I'm asking her, are you okay with that? And if I feel that excitement inside, yes, means that she wants that. Doesn't matter to what will lead. It is something that we want to make. It's something that we want to create. It's a wish that we both want, and then everything is in harmony. If I'm pushing at something that she doesn't want, right, it becomes very hard because I don't have the support from her. You see my point? So the surrendering, and when I start pushing, and I see that actually no, it's not going to happen, doesn't matter how stubborn I am, and I see her literally sitting and watching me what I'm doing and saying like, yeah, crash your head there, yes, yeah, why not? Good, right? But there is other way. It's not this exactly what you think you want. May I try? And I'm like, no, I will try it myself. No, it's not going like that. So the cooperation and the surrendering to this, to know that you are not that body and that mind, and you don't need to control anything. You have wishes, let them be. Be open for the opportunities that are going to come for that wish. Don't be in a hurry. If you want a better job, look for it and wait. The divine, your soul, your spirit guides know that you want a better wish that is more aligned with who you are. They will present that job, and when you see it, don't be afraid to take it. Don't start like, oh, what if I don't succeed? What if I've been here for so long, I feel stable, yeah, the money are not good, I'm not happy with that job, but what if that job is actually not that, is too good to be true? What if it's only 3 months, and what if they kick me, what if I fail? Don't ask those questions. Take the opportunity because it's for you. Be brave. Get loose of your fears, of the things that you were taught who you are, because you are not what other people say you are. You know who you are, but you have to be happy with yourself first and honest with yourself and be in balance. You won't know who you are if you don't have a really proper chakras and healthy energies. It's just impossible. And also, I will say, for the sake of saying, right, you can't manifest anything if you are not in balance as well. If you don't know yourself, if you're still keeping the control, if your chakras are all over the place, if you're full with still wrong beliefs and things like that, you're not going to manifest anything. So this was for today. I hope it was helpful. We covered two of the groups, the 3D two groups and the 4D two groups. Tomorrow we are talking about the 5D people. It's a lot more complicated and weird, but I love it. And after tomorrow, we are going to talk about the creation of the life in general, in the way how I know it. So I will see you tomorrow, and stay safe, take care, learn about yourself, love yourself. Until tomorrow, bye bye.